Hello everyone, today I'm going to be showing you how to use schedulers in Bukkit. Now I'm not going to be going over anything else besides the schedulers, so I'm expecting you to have some background knowledge in Java and some background knowledge on Bukkit, along with a Minecraft. You have a Minecraft account and you have a test server and all that stuff, so all I'm showing you is the schedulers. Now I have a command set up to demonstrate this, and I keep forgetting I set the command, so let me check it. The command is delay test. So what I'm going to want to do is check if the command label is equal to, and let's say we want someone to write it the wrong way, so we'll equal ignore case to delay test. Now I'm not going to do anything special with this, but we're just going to test the delay. So I'm going to call the method for the delay thing, but first I have to create that method. So I'm going to call this one delay test, and I'm going to be sending the player variable, which I haven't set yet. So sender, and I'm going to have to cast it to player. Make sure it doesn't give you a null pointer because you have to check if the sender is a player, and I already did that here. Now we're going to do a private void of let's see, I'll call it delay test because that's what I have it up there, and we need to use a final for this, because if you don't have it final, you can't use it in a scheduler, because what a scheduler does is while it runs, it creates a separate class while the plugin is running. Now I'm going to go ahead and create final, and I need a player, so player, and this case I'm going to call the player P. Now that I have this, I can begin creating my task. Now here's what you do. You type Bukkit, if I can spell right, Bukkit.getScheduler. Now if you type .s, it should come up with this list of, how many are these? 1, 2, 3, 6 of them. The list of these 6. Okay, these async ones, you don't want to use these. There may be cases when you do, but they can cause errors because they are not always in sync and can give you an error. I have it sometimes where if you use them, one time I had it where like every 1,000 times it crashed the server. I never understood why, but it had to do something with it, just didn't work. So the 3 that you do want to use are these 3 here. You have scheduled sync delayed task, then you have a delayed task and a repeating task. You have 2 delayed tasks here. Now if you notice in the args here, this one takes plugin, a runnable, and nothing else. This one here takes a plugin, a runnable, and a long. What the first one does is it runs it as soon as possible. What the second one does here is it runs it after how many ever ticks you've set in the long. There are 20 ticks in a second. Now I'm going to go ahead and start with this one down here, which is repeating task. What this one does is it runs over and over again until it's told to stop. Now this one takes plugin, a runnable, and a long and another long. First long is how long until it starts. The second one is how long until it repeats again. Now I'm going to go ahead and use this one, so I'll click on that. Now since I have this set up here, I can use plugin because I set that variable, which takes from this class. If you're running it in your main class, then you can just use this. In this case I'm going to be using plugin. Now you need to create your runnable, so since you don't have one right now, you need to create a new runnable. I guarantee you I'm going to spell it wrong, but Java is smart enough, it should tell me how to fix it. There we go. Make sure you have the spelling correct, and once you create your new runnable, if it lets me read the error, won't let me read it, but I know what the error is. You have to have the run method. So public void run. Now this is what it calls when you first run it, and inside this delayed task, since you're creating another class virtually, it's not visible right here, but when it's running it creates another class. You can have like private or public and all these other methods you can call, but you don't have to have them. In this case, I'm just using the run one, which is the default one to be ran. Now we need to set the args. The first one is how many ticks until it starts. So I'm going to have it not start for 1 second, and then it repeats every 2 seconds. Remember, 20 ticks is in 1 second. Now what I want to do here is simply just send the player a message. So player.send message and chat color.red hello. Now this should send the player a message. It should start the message after 1 second after running the command. Then it will send it every 2 seconds from now on. But what if you want to stop it? You can cancel every single task by doing it like this. Bukkit.getScheduler.cancel all tasks, cancel task, or cancel tasks, which we cancel all the tasks in the plugin for whatever is using this plugin. Now, what we want to use is cancel task with the int, but we don't have an int right now, so we'll have to create one. So I'll go ahead and put one. You can either put it right here, or you can put it up here, which is what I like to do, so I can access it by other things. So I'll keep it to this class. So private int loop is equal to -1. You want to make sure it's -1, that way it will keep running. Now what you want to do is make this loop is equal to the scheduler. Now whenever it runs this scheduler, it's equal to this loop. Now to cancel it, you put loop in here. Loop in this case is basically the ID for this schedule. Now go ahead and save. You shouldn't have any errors unless you've goofed up on something dumb or misspelled something, anything. Go ahead and save this. So I'm gonna go ahead and save this to my test server. If I complete it and go ahead and go to Minecraft, which is on my other screen, and if I start up my server, which is on my other screen also, so pull it over there. After it starts up, it should come up with what's running, and I have quite a bit of plugins running, so might take a little bit. Okay, so it's loading up there. Let's go ahead and join. I never did change the MOTD for my test server. And where am I at? Okay, yeah, a bunch of other plugins I have here. Actually, I think I'll show you one right now before we get started. If you stand on top of leaves, you fall right through. Okay, so now for what we have to do. Delayed task, if I even implemented the command, which I probably didn't. If I do slash, yeah, I didn't implement the command, didn't I? Oh, I forgot to save the plugin.yml. Here, I'll go do that real fast. Let's save plugin.yml. It's on my other screen. Plus I had some things named wrong. So what is it called? Tutorial. And it's me.forseth11 tutorial delays. Oh, no wonder I had that wrong. Okay. Make sure you get your plugin YML correct. Some guy on Bukkit needed help with something for hours, and then I just went and found there was a space in his plugin.yml, which is what was causing the problem. Go ahead and add that, reload your server, and now if you do delay test, delay test. If I do that, now it should take a second, it'll say hello, then 2 seconds later, it'll say hello again, unless I goofed up again, not thinking. I made it so it cancels it every time you do it. I'm going to check if the player.getLocation.getY is greater than 100, I'll do 150. So it only cancels it if the player's height is greater than 150. I don't see any use for this right now, but it's just to show you that it will work. Now if I go ahead and run this and reload it again, now if I run the command delay test, it'll start after 1 second, 2 seconds later it'll run it again. 3 seconds, or 2 seconds later it'll run it again, and it'll keep running it 2 seconds later on. Now I'm at level 71, so let's go ahead and go to 150 while that's looping through. It's still going. I was just tapping that to see that's still going. Now that I am almost to 150, there we go, I'm at 150. The loop no longer continues. So now that the loop's off, you can always start it back up again, but as of right now it's off. Now for the next part. Now I'm going to go ahead and pretty much delete all this inside here. And I'm going to delete loop because it's no longer necessary for what we're doing. Now we're going to be creating another task. Bukkit.getScheduler. Oh, I just had a brain fart. Okay. Stupid text messages throw me off here. Okay. So now we have these two here. Since they're so similar and this one just runs instantly, pretty practically, like you can't tell the difference, I'm going to do the one that has the timer, which is the second one down, and it's sync delayed task, and it has the 3 args in it. This one we're going to go ahead and put in for arg number 1, plugin, just like the other one. Then for the next part we're going to create the runnable, so new, and I spelled it wrong again. Who cares? Fix the spelling here. There. Now the time delay for this to happen, I'll make it happen in who knows, 60 ticks. What is that? 3 seconds. Now I have to create the run method. So public void run. Like I said earlier, you can still put in other run methods in here. This one here, you can also cancel it from within, but it's not really necessary. You don't even have to cancel it from within. You can cancel it anywhere else. So say you have 2 tasks running, and if one completes you want to cancel the other one, you can still use the loop thing to cancel it. Now inside here, we're going to just send the player a message, or player.setVelocity, player.getLocation.getDirection. I'm just doing something cool to demonstrate it. And I'll multiply it by, say, 5. That should send me flying pretty far. But I'm in game mode 1, so it should be safe. Now, if you go ahead and save that, and reload your server, now if I use the command, I will wait 3 seconds, and then I will fly up into the air. And if I wasn't in game mode, I would die. So I can just keep using that command. And there we go. Go ahead and fly up into the air like that. And you can just keep on using that command constantly. Now, I'm going to get a little bit more advanced with this. There's a method that I use. That you can do it with the repeating task. It would be a lot harder to do, more complicated and stuff. But I like to make mine easily changeable. That way if I need to change something later on, it's really easy to look at. So let's say you want to make it so that the time is constantly different. You can put in here final int, or long, since it's a long, time. Then just put time down here. Now when you run that, that's how long the time is, and of course this one's the time now, so I'll give it 20. Okay. Now what you can do from here is you can basically create 2 different delayed tasks, both in different sections, and you can have them just call back and forth until one of them tells it to stop, and give them a different amount of time. That way it can all be different and not the exact same each time. What I used that for was, I forgot what I used that for. Anyways, when I used that, oh yeah, I remember what it was. I used it for my history project for cannon fire, to see who was firing and when they were firing. And I think I also used another one similar to it for a tutorial for my server. I'll go ahead and show you what it can be used for. If I come here. Now, this thing takes a delayed task thing. If Okay, please tell me he didn't take the plugin out. I don't need this to happen right now. Or we can just call this lag. Yeah, it's lagging. Relog. Okay. I can't super jump. Why can't I super jump? Let's go ahead and reload the server. Which isn't going to work either because this isn't... Okay, I'll fix my server later. It would look so much cooler if I could run it from there. In this case, I'll have to teleport to 0, 100, 0, because I have this plugin in here also. So I'll go ahead and run this here. Yeah, kind of use TNT there, and now it's going to just keep teleporting me. What it's supposed to do is show me around my server, and it uses a delayed task to do certain things. As soon as it gets past this one, if I was on my server, it would show us the Skywars server, then it would show us the faction server, and I have to ignore this call. And I guess that's going to be about all. As you can probably see, you can now use delayed tasks. If you have any questions, post in the comments. Any concerns or something about that I might have said wrong, I love to be corrected. Well, not really, but I like to learn more. So, if there's anything that you believe needs to be changed, ask me, and I have to go because I think someone's about to burst into my room. So, that is all for now, and goodbye.